My beloved child, I have seen every tear that has fallen from your eyes, even the ones you wiped away before anyone else could notice. I have watched you in the quiet hours of the night, when your pillow bore silent witness to your heartache. I was there in the stillness, even when you thought you were alone. You never were, not for a single moment. You've grown older now. Your hands, once strong and swift, may tremble. Your steps may be slower, your voice softened by time. But I want you to know this. I have not forgotten you. I have never stopped watching over you. You are not invisible to me. You are not forgotten by me. In fact, now more than ever, I see you clearly. You have carried so much. You've smiled through pain. You've laughed when your soul was heavy. You've lived for others, children, spouses, family, community, often placing your needs last. You have borne burdens in silence, thinking no one could truly understand. But I understand. I, the one who formed your very heart, have felt every beat of sorrow. I have carried the weight of your pain as if it were my own, because to me, it is. When you were young, you may have believed that life would be easier by now, that certain wounds would heal completely, that old memories would fade. But some hurts have lingered, haven't they? The grief of loved ones gone too soon. The betrayal you never saw coming. The regrets you push down but that still rise up when you're quiet and alone. I know all of them. I have seen it all. Not to judge you, not to scold, but to hold your heart tenderly in my hands and to say, I understand. There were moments you wanted to cry out but didn't. You swallowed the pain. You thought strength meant silence. But child, strength is not the absence of tears. It is knowing where to bring them. And I ask you now, will you bring them to me? I do not turn away from your brokenness. I lean in closer. I listen even when your words are only sighs. I see when your tears are invisible to others. I do not forget the moments you tried so hard to be brave. Those moments are sacred to me. I cherish your perseverance, but I long for your surrender. Yes, surrender. Not to give up, but to let go. You have carried so many burdens that were never meant to be yours alone. For too long you've worn them like armor, thinking it was the only way to survive. But I offer you a new garment, one woven from grace, peace, and my enduring presence. Will you let me clothe you in it? The world may look at you now and see only your age. They may overlook your wisdom, your value, your story. But I do not. I see the child you once were, the adult you became, and the soul that is eternal. To me, you are not past your prime. You are not done. Your story is still being written, and I am the author who has never put down the pen. Some of you feel shame for things you did decades ago. Some of you still wrestle with choices that seemed right at the time but now haunt you. Others feel grief over what was never said, never done, never healed. My child, I tell you now, I saw every chapter of your life, and through it all, my love never changed. Not once. I do not love a future version of you more than I love you now. I do not wait for you to be better to embrace you fully. In fact, it is in your present brokenness that my grace shines brightest. You are not a problem I am trying to fix. You are a person I long to hold. And every tear you have cried is a seed. You may not have seen the fruit yet, but I have been tending to those tears. I gather them, not one is wasted. I water the soil of your life with mercy. I bring forth beauty even from ashes, even now. You do not have to pretend with me. You never did. I invite you now, in the sacredness of this season of life, to be real with me. Tell me what still hurts. Tell me where the ache won't leave. I won't push you away. I won't be disappointed. I will come closer, and I will heal. I know some of you have wondered, does anyone still see me? Life has shifted. Retirement, loss, loneliness. The world moves fast, and sometimes you feel left behind. But hear me clearly. I see you. I always have. And I am not done using you. There is still purpose in your breath, still meaning in your days. You are not just living out the end, you are living into eternity. Every moment matters to me. You may have walked with me for years, or perhaps you've drifted far. Either way, my arms are open. Whether you feel close or distant, my love remains the same. Come closer. Sit with me. Tell me the truth of your soul. I can take it. I already know it. And I already love you. I saw the moment you were born, and I see you now in this very moment. I will see you into eternity, and not one of your tears, not one, has been forgotten. So come to me, my beloved. Bring the tears you've hidden from others. Bring the questions you've carried too long. I am not afraid of your sorrow. I honor it. But I will not let it define you. I will not let it be the final word. My dear one, I know the weight of guilt that still lives in your heart. I have watched as it clings to you like a shadow, even after all these years. You walk through your days with a quiet grace, but I see the moments when guilt whispers to you. Sometimes in the stillness of early morning, sometimes in the loneliness of night. It reminds you of the things you said and cannot unsay, the things you did and cannot undo, the roads you took and the ones you turned away from. But hear me. Guilt is not your enemy, and it is not your final sentence. Guilt is a signal. It was never meant to be a prison. It was meant to awaken your heart to a truth, a need, a longing. That longing is me. That signal is my voice, calling you not to dwell in sorrow, but to come home. Yes, there were choices you made that you regret. I know. There were words spoken in anger, years marked by distance, opportunities lost because fear stood in the way. And there were things done in silence, choices made when no one was looking, that still echo through your memories. You've wondered, can these things be forgiven? And my answer is not only yes, it is already. You see, I am not like the world. I do not measure your worth by your failures. I do not keep a record of wrongs to punish you with. I sent my Son not to condemn you, but to restore you. Every time guilt stirs your soul, it is my Spirit calling you back, not to shame, but to healing. Some of you have carried guilt for decades, believing that if you suffer long enough, it might make things right. But child, I never asked you to suffer alone. That weight you carry, I bore it already. I felt it when I was nailed to the cross. I carried the crushing burden of your guilt so you wouldn't have to carry it anymore. That's the truth I long for you to believe, not in theory, but in your bones. You are older now, and the world may say you're at the end of your story. But I say otherwise. As long as you draw breath, your story is still being shaped by my mercy. Your past does not disqualify you. In fact, it becomes the very place where my grace shines brightest. I use even your worst mistakes as soil for redemption. You may think, but what about the people I hurt? Yes, I see them too. And while some wounds take time to heal, never underestimate what my Spirit can do through repentance and humility. There are some apologies you may never get to speak face to face, but I hear the cry of your heart. Bring it to me. I will not waste your remorse. I will not let it rot in silence. I will turn it into a wellspring of compassion, of wisdom, of transformation. There are times guilt keeps you from reaching out. You think you're unworthy of love or friendship or new beginnings. But child, my love does not require you to be perfect. It only asks that you be honest. I already know every part of your story. There is no revelation you can give me that will cause me to withdraw. On the contrary, the more you reveal, the closer I come. You were never meant to live under the burden of unending self-judgment. That's not my will. I want to lift your chin. I want you to see yourself as I see you. Not as a failure, not as someone beyond repair, but as my beloved, redeemed, restored, renewed. Some of you even now believe that what you did disqualified you from spiritual authority, from purpose, from joy. But listen closely. I do not choose perfect vessels. I choose willing ones. And you, even with your past, even with your pain, are still chosen. You are not too old to be transformed. You are not too broken to be used. In fact, your years give you depth that the young cannot understand. You have wisdom born from struggle. You have insight born from repentance. And that makes your voice more powerful, not less. Let me be clear. Guilt can be holy when it leads you back to me. But when it turns into condemnation, it becomes a lie. And I do not speak lies. That voice telling you you're unlovable, that's not mine. That voice telling you that your time is up, not mine. That voice keeping you in the shadows of shame, still not mine. My voice calls you into light. My voice says, come out. Be free. Be forgiven. And so I ask you, are you ready to put it down? The guilt you've held like a stone in your chest, are you ready to lay it at my feet? You don't have to fix it all. You don't have to undo it. You only need to trust that I can take it and make it new. I have seen you struggle. I have seen the way guilt makes you question your worth. And I say now, with all the authority of heaven, you are still mine. Nothing you have done can separate you from my love. Nothing you regret can undo the sacrifice I made for you. Let me write a new chapter in your life, one where guilt is no longer the master, but the messenger that led you to me. Let it be the fire that refined you, not the chain that bound you. Let it be the seed of your rebirth. This is not the end of your story. This is the place where it turns. This is the moment where grace steps in. So give me your guilt, all of it. I will not waste it. I will not ignore it. I will transform it. Come now, my child. I have so much more for you. My beloved, shame has been whispering in your ear for far too long. It has followed you like a shadow, not only reminding you of your past, but trying to convince you that you are your past. It speaks in silence, in sighs, in that ache in your chest you can't explain. It comes not with truth, but with accusation, not with healing, but with hiding. But I, the Lord your God, have not called you to live in hiding. I have not destined you for shame. I have spoken life over you, not condemnation. Shame is not from me. It is the voice of the one who lies. It is the weapon he uses to try to separate you from my presence, to make you believe you must fix yourself before you come to me. But I ask you now, when did I ever demand perfection before love? Have I not been the God who walked with Adam even after his fall? Have I not been the father who ran toward the prodigal son while he was still covered in filth? Child, you have listened to the wrong voice for too long. The voice that told you, you are unworthy. You are beyond redemption. You must hide who you are. That voice is not mine. I never said those things. I never will. I do not accuse you. I invite you. I do not turn away. I reach toward you. There were seasons in your life when shame entered quietly, didn't it? Maybe you felt it as a child, when your worth was measured by how well you performed. Or later, in broken relationships, when someone's rejection taught you to question your own value. Perhaps you've carried shame over your body, your decisions, your failures. Maybe you've said, if people really knew me, they would walk away. And maybe you believed I would too. But hear me clearly. I know you. I know the hidden places, the inner cries, the buried memories. I know the moments you would rather forget, and I remain. I do not flinch. I do not recoil. I stay. I always stay. Shame wants you to cover yourself, to build walls around your heart, to keep love out. But I have come to break through those walls. I have come to clothe you in righteousness, not because you've earned it, but because I have chosen you. You are not defined by your worst moment. You are defined by my love. Even now, some of you wrestle with shame over things long past. Choices made in desperation. Years lost in addiction or bitterness. Family wounds that never quite healed. The secrets you thought you took to the grave, yet still torment you in quiet hours. But I say to you, Nothing is hidden from me, and still, I call you mine. Shame distorts the truth. It tells you that because something was, it still is. But I am the God of transformation. What once defined you can now become your testimony. I turn ashes into beauty. I turn scars into strength. I turn shame into songs of freedom. You've spent years covering up, smiling through pain, keeping your past tucked behind polite conversations and practiced expressions. But I am not asking for your performance. I am asking for your truth. Let me into the places you've locked away. Let me sit with you in the mess. I do not fear it. I do not run from it. I heal it. Shame says, you are alone. But I say, you are seen and still deeply loved. Shame says, you're too late. But I say, with me, redemption is always on time. Shame says, you'll never be enough. But I say, you were enough for me to die for, and to rise again for. Listen to me, my child. Your age does not disqualify you from healing. Your history does not make you untouchable. You are not too far gone. You are not too broken. In fact, this season of your life is sacred. I have brought you to this moment not to condemn, but to release. You have been faithful in many things, but now I ask you to be faithful in honesty. Let me in. Let me take the shame from your shoulders. Let me silence the voice that says you are not worthy. Let me speak truth where lies have lingered. I want to renew your mind, your heart, your soul. Not with fleeting comfort, but with eternal identity. You are my beloved. You are not your past. You are not what they said about you. You are not what you did. You are not what was done to you. You are who I say you are. And I say you are chosen, you are cleansed, you are redeemed. I speak life over you now. I speak peace into your shame. I speak love into your fear. I speak hope into your despair. I speak resurrection into every place in you that has been buried by regret. You may be at a point in life where your body slows, your voice softens, and people look past you. But I never do. To me, your soul shines brighter now than ever before. Because you have lived, you have endured, and now you are ready to be unburdened. So come to me, not with masks, not with rehearsed prayers, but with your raw, true heart. Let the shame fall like old garments at your feet. I will clothe you anew. I will bathe you in mercy. I will crown you with dignity. I have never been ashamed of you. Let that truth echo louder than any lie. Let it break chains. Let it lift your head. Let it guide you forward. You are not what shame says. You are who I say, and I say, you are mine. My precious child, you have carried so much for so long, and I have watched you, not with frustration or disappointment, but with love that cannot be measured. I have watched you walk through sorrow, hold your tongue through pain, bear burdens no one ever truly knew you were carrying. And I have whispered to you over and over again, lay it down, and come to me. Now, here you are, in the later years of your life. You've weathered decades of storms, some visible, some silent. You've outlived people you never imagined life without. You've lost dreams. You've seen joy. And yet, so much still lingers inside your soul. Grief that hasn't faded, regrets that haven't healed, fears that still whisper. But I am still here. I have never left your side. I know you've learned to endure. You've survived many things simply because you had no other choice. You've carried responsibilities, buried heartaches, and kept going even when you felt like stopping. But I didn't create you to only survive. I created you to walk in peace. And that peace is found when you lay it down. Lay down the fears that still grip you, the fear that you've run out of time, the fear that your best days are behind you, the fear that you'll be forgotten. I am the Eternal One, and I have not forgotten you. You are written on the palm of my hand. Your story is not fading into nothingness. It is being woven into eternity. Even now, lay down the weight of what if and if only. The past cannot be relived, but it can be redeemed. And I am the Redeemer. I restore the years the locusts have eaten. I return joy where there was once only sorrow. I bring life where there has been only silence. Lay down the burdens you've tried to manage alone. The shame, the guilt, the questions that never found answers, the loved ones you still grieve, the prayers you feel went unheard. I caught every one of them. I heard every word, even when your lips didn't move. I held every tear, and I still do. I know some days you look at your reflection and see a stranger. The person you used to be seems distant. Time has changed your body, your energy, your place in the world. But it has not changed how I see you. You are still my child. You are still radiant to me. Your worth has never diminished. You may think, but it's too late. I should have come to you sooner. I should have believed more. I should have let go of this pain long ago. My love, you are here now, and that is all I have ever asked. Come to me now. It is not too late. You are not too late. This very moment is holy. I am not asking you to fix everything. I am not demanding that you make sense of all that has happened. I am simply asking you to bring it to me, to open your hands and release it. That pain you've carried for a lifetime, give it to me. That anger you've buried deep inside, hand it over. That loneliness that clings to you even in a crowded room, I see it. Let me touch it. There is no burden too heavy for me. There is no sin too dark, no regret too deep, no sorrow too old. I do not grow weary. I do not walk away. I do not grow tired of you. I am still here, and I will stay. I walk with you now, just as I did in your youth, only now, even closer. The years have brought you nearer to eternity, and I am preparing your heart not for an ending, but for a beginning. The kind of beginning where pain no longer lingers, where every tear is wiped away, where joy floods like a river. But until that day comes, I want you to live. Truly live. Not burdened, not afraid, not hiding. I want you to wake up each day knowing you are loved, knowing you are held, knowing that I walk with you every step. I want you to rest in me, to breathe deep and finally let go. You may wonder what comes next, what purpose remains. And I tell you, your life is still filled with purpose. The kindness you show, the wisdom you share, the prayers you lift, they move mountains in ways you cannot see. You are not fading. You are glowing, glowing with the light of a soul shaped by grace. So now, my beloved child, will you let it all fall at my feet? Will you stop trying to carry what was never meant to be yours alone? Will you let me be your rest? I am still here. I was with you at your first breath, and I will be with you at your last, and every breath in between. I do not forsake those who are mine. I do not abandon. I embrace. I redeem. I restore. I love you. Fully. Forever. Fiercely. Now come, lay it down, I'm still here.